Hi Sagittarius, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. You know what I do is I let flip out, fly out, fall out, whatever. Flip, fly, fall. The 3 Fs. Let those cards come out, decide if it's life, love, career, health, whatever, and then verify or clarify with some different oracle cards. So the first thing that came up was the Knight of Cups. So someone's being a little stingy with their emotions right at the moment. You're holding some stuff in. You're holding energy in right at the moment, it feels like. You're not saying much, but and you don't want to feel it. It feels like you don't want to feel it because some of the emotions that you need to deal with are negative. And it feels like there's been some emotions that have been kind of nagging at you and you keep kind of pushing them away. But the reason that's been nagging at you is because the divine has been trying to get your attention to do something. And you're just like, nope, I don't want to deal with it right now. I'm not dealing with it right now. So, maybe you're just eating your feelings. Maybe you are drinking your feelings. Maybe you are gambling your feelings. Whatever the case is, it feels like you are just not going to deal with them right at the moment. And it's just like, that one wanted to come out. Queen of Cups. That feels like that's it. 2 opposing forces, okay? So it feels like you're being the Knight of Cups in reverse and not saying a word, and there was somebody else in your life that is like very emotional, very clear at speaking their words, and you're like flipping the bird at him. I think you must have gotten a fight with somebody you were dating. You might have got in a fight with your lover, your husband, your wife, someone that you were in a relationship with, because the Lover's card came out and it's coming up along with those emotions. So it just feels like somebody's not talking and somebody said their piece, and now the Lover's card's kind of like, I'm surprised it didn't come upright. But God, this is all about, okay, so there's a whole lot of lover stuff coming up. That's the 4 of Cups. That's you looking at the empty cups when the universe is trying to hand you something and you're like oblivious to it. The normal thing for the 4 of Cups is where they're sitting against a tree and there's 3 cups in front of them and the universe is literally handing them a full cup and they're like turning their head or their nose up at it. And in this case, it's over her head. She can't even see it. So it's kind of like the universe is trying to hand you something of value and you are not having any part of it right now. Apparently, you just rather feel sorry for yourself and maybe blame the person, blame the person that told you what they thought about you and you're like pissy about it. I don't know. What else is going on? What else is... Okay, there's one. The 4 of Swords, and this is... It's like, but you're not losing any sleep over it. You're like, you know what? I'm just like, I don't feel bad about what happened. I don't feel bad about anything. I'm not going to change my ways. It's just kind of one of those, like, you are not ready to make any changes at this point. And the Tower card came up in the reverse position. And so you're just still in your Tower. Okay, all right. You're still in your Tower energy. So that kind of feels like somebody was like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And you kind of went, I don't feel like doing that right now, so I'm not going to. And I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, and I'll be ready to take care of it when I'm ready to take care of it. And so it just feels like this energy of like complete stubbornness right at the moment. It just feels like very stubborn energy. It's like, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to pretend like that wasn't even said because I don't want to deal with it right at the moment. Okay, fine. We've already got some emotions out here, but let's see what else is going on emotionally. Now you're just irritated. You're like annoyed, aggravated, and bothered. It's just like you're just aggravated and irritated that that person had said that stuff to you. And I feel like the reason you're irritated and aggravated is because you know that person is right, but you don't want to admit it to save your life. So it's kind of like that's where some of that irritation is coming from. It's kind of like, I'm like, it's in there, but you're just not ready to deal with it. And I feel like, let's see, trusting, reliant, dependent, believing. I feel like that's a case of you're like going, you know what? I'm like, let me think about how that feeling is. I've managed to get this far in my life doing things my way. I trust myself. I can continue doing things my way and it'll all work out, is the feeling. It's kind of like, you know, I can deal with my own stuff. Inadequate. Now there's some feelings of worthless, incompetent, and ill-equipped. So whatever that person said to you has put some doubt in your mind in a way. I mean, it's kind of like it's made you feel bad about yourself. And that's one of the reasons you're like not letting those emotions out, because if you let those emotions out, you're going to say, I feel like you're going to say something that you will regret, and you know that. So, so you're like, just keeping things close to the vest is the phrase that I'm hearing. Keeping things close to the vest. And better excited. Okay, this feels like it's completely different than anything else. Something's going on in your life that you've been waiting for. This feels like it has to do with work, maybe. You've gotten a new job. Something, you got a new car, you got a new job, you got a new place to live, you got a new girlfriend, you got a new boyfriend, you got a new toy, you got a new something in your life that you have gotten to take your mind off of this other stuff. That's the feeling that I'm getting. It's like, I'm going to distract myself by going and doing this and getting this and buying this or whatever. And I'm not going to deal with that stuff over there right now. And this is going to take my mind off of it. So you're really excited about something, a purchase or something, it feels like. I'm trying to think, did this come up? This was kind of sideways. Overwhelmed, swamped, inundated, and burdened. That feels like that's work related. So it feels like work maybe is kind of coming in and busy all of a sudden. And that's, you know, maybe that's, you know, maybe some work stuff came in. You had some money, cash flow coming in. God, man, your emotions are all over the freaking place. You're excited, you're sad, you're irritated, you're ashamed, you've done something. Maybe you're ashamed about this fight you had with your spouse or business partner or whatever. There's another one that says unworthy and worthless. There's two unworthy and worthless things coming up there. So I feel like it has something to do with these words that were brought to your attention. And jealous, envious, suspicious, and possessive. So now it's like you're, I don't know, you're jealous about something. Man, I'm like, seriously, Sag, your emotions are all over the place. What? okay. So maybe that's what it is it's like one day you're good, one day you're bad, one day you're good, one day you're bad, but it feels like you're clearing stuff because you're still in the tower moment. You're clearing up some of these past issues, and that's usually what's happening when you're having good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. It's like you're not fully in the good, you're not fully in the bad. And you're like, you have a good day, and then something knocks you back. And then you have a good day, and then something knocks you back. But you're clearing through those relatively quick. So when some of those negative emotions come up, you're kind of like just zipping right through them. And you're like, yep, not gonna feel that way anymore. So I guess that's kind of the feeling is somebody pointed something out to you. And you know deep down inside that that person is probably right. But at the same time, you're really having a hard time admitting it, is just the feeling. It's like you hate to admit when other people are right. You would rather be the one that is right. And you hate to admit when someone else is right. And in this case, that feels like that part of it is like you feel like you're like, God dang it. But I'm not telling him. I'm not telling him they were right. What blocks are you currently, what else do you need to work? Oh shit, there's that divine feminine card again. You need to work on your divine feminine and maybe balancing your divine feminine energies. Maybe you've been in your masculine too much. That's way too many cards. And so maybe you need to work on your divine feminine energy, or there is a divine feminine in your life that is a block of yours that you need to address. Take that for however that fits. What else is a block for Sagittarius that needs to be looked at? Because if you're going good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good day, bad day, good day, bad day, what else needs to be cleared? It looks like there's some inner child work and that could be some of the stuff that's coming up to be cleared. Some of the unworthiness, the worthless feelings is coming up from childhood. Something happened when you were a child that made you feel worthless and unworthy, and you need to realize that whoever said that to you was in their own pain, and whatever happened to you, to not take it personally and realize that it didn't really have anything to do with you, but you held on to that pain. You have held on to that pain for your whole life. And you need to let go of that and realize that you are worthy and that you are just as valuable as the next person, and quit hanging on to old hurts. What else is coming up for the Sagittarius to be healed right now? What else is being brought up to be healed? What else is being brought up to be healed for the Sagittarius? There's 3. Okay, so fresh start. You are wanting to make a fresh start. You are dying to make a fresh start. But that's a block for you. And you're in separation with somebody, and that's a block for you. And you're stuck, and that's a block for you. So I was watching a video earlier, and they were talking about, oh, I know what it was. It was Aluna Ash was talking about Aries. No, she wasn't talking about Aries. She was talking about fire signs, which is a Sagittarius. Fire signs, talking about a lot of Sagittarius, or fire signs, like whatever, talking about a bunch of fire signs making moves, moving homes, and clearing out old energy, and that being the thing that gets people unstuck. So there was going to be a bunch of clearing energy coming up in February for fire signs, and that it was going to help them get unstuck. So if there is a possibility whatsoever for you to change jobs and just start working at a new location. It's going to bring in some fresh energy. If there is an opportunity to change where you live, change up something, get something new in your life, because right now it feels like there's very stagnant energy within your system, and you need to breathe some fresh air into your life somehow. Whether it's taking a vacation, you need to shake things up, shake some shit up in order to just breathe some fresh air in. You know, like when your apartment or your house or whatever gets stuffy feeling, that's the feeling I'm getting right now, is you guys are feeling really stuffy. And so in an apartment or a house or whatever, if it was stuffy in there, you would open the windows and you would get some fresh air moving and flowing. That's what you guys need to do. You need to do something to get some fresh air moving in your life, so you can kind of get unstuck in this and finish off so you're not going good, bad, good, bad, good, bad every other day. So you can just get to the good finally and get that bad kind of energy out of your system completely. Let's get one more. What are we doing on time? Get one more block that Sagittarius needs to work on to get some fresh energy, get rid of the blocks. Okay. Forgiveness. There's somebody in your life you need to forgive. Did that come up on something else? Maybe that was the last reading I did. It felt like there was another card that flipped over in here. Maybe not. There's someone that you need to forgive. That is a block for you. And I think if you forgive them, I started doing this money boot camp thing. And one of the things that we had to do is we had to go back and put down all of our money memories, negative money memories that has maybe held us back from being productive and maybe making more money and bringing more money in. And there was a whole lot of forgiveness that had to happen. And so she's big into tapping, where you do it's EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping, like tap up here and karate chop and here and here and here and here. And you say these, even though I'm blah, 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 feeling this, I love and forgive myself, or I love and accept myself. I would, if you're open to it, look up that EFT, the emotional freedom technique, the tapping. It's all the same thing. Look at that and see if you can't dig down inside and get the remaining shit out. So you can flip that Tower card over and get it out of here and quit being in the Tower energy, because as long as you've still got some forgiveness, you're going to stay stuck. And you're not going to get that fresh start. So, and you need to get that inner child stuff. So I feel like it all has to do with getting the remaining ick out of your energy system, out of your cells, out of your mind, out of your heart. Get the remaining ick out. And I think, we got one more thing. Oh, we're going to do these. One last thing. What else does the universe... God, they're all flying on the floor. Do I want these? Well, they went on the floor, so they wanted to come out. Somewhere there are some synchronicity signs going on. I feel like you've been paying attention to them, or you've noticed them, but you haven't processed them. So there's something the angels have been trying to tell you. It's kind of there in the peripheral. So go back in your mind and think about certain things that maybe have cropped up where you kind of went, oh, that's interesting. Look at the synchronicities. They're trying to tell you something. And apparently they're trying to tell you something that you need to do to get to complete fulfillment. And they are also trying to awaken your creativity. So I think clearing out some of that negative energy is going to help. And you are making progress. They want you to know that. You are making progress. And the reason we know you are making progress, because you're having the good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. There was a time when it was just bad, 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 bad. And now you're like kind of up. And so your vibrations are going up. Things are getting better, but you're still not completely out of the woods yet. But they are making progress. So you have to think of it that way. Even on the bad days, you have to realize how quickly you get from bad to good. And like, so maybe you have one 24-hour period of time where it just sucks to high heaven, but you wake up the next morning and you feel all right. And you kind of went, oh, I bounced back pretty quick. I feel like that's the kind of progress that's happening with you. It's like you bounce back pretty quick, where before you might have stayed stuck in your negativity a lot longer. You know, maybe before you would have stayed in your negativity for a week, or a month or 6 months. And now it's like, yeah, it's 24, 48 hours and then you're fine. In self-love, apparently, yeah, man, there's a whole lot of that. Unworthy, worthlessness, and self-love is a major thing that they want you to work on right now. I don't think I've ever had that card come up, to be honest. So, so right now, your thing is all about self-love, getting yourself to a place of feeling worthy and worth and knowing your worth and knowing that you're valuable and knowing there's a reason why you're here, and stop beating yourself up and beating up all the other people that you feel like did you wrong, so you can make a fresh start and get unstuck. Okay, I think that's it. If you are a Sagittarius and you are home alone on Valentine's Day, I have special readings that are either up now or are coming up. So be sure and look at those. I did not charge for them like I was originally going to do. I'm just taking donations. So if you so desire to send me $1 or $2 or $5 or whatever for that, I would greatly appreciate that, because I want the word to get out there. So maybe next Valentine's Day, you won't be home alone, if that's what you want. If you like to be home alone on Valentine's Day, then more power to you. I will see you for the March readings. Everybody have a great second half of February. Bye.